Let's give this a whirl. Oh my gosh. What? Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be trying out a foundation, another foundation. I feel like it's foundation season. I feel like every brand is literally launching new foundations. I have always loved foundations, so I'm trying to keep up. I'm trying to test out the ones that really intrigue me. And as soon as I saw this foundation on Trendmood, I knew I wanted to try it out. But then I ordered it last week. I accidentally ordered the wrong shade, so I had to order it again to get my correct shade. I feel like for some reason I'm getting worse at selecting my foundation shade online. I don't know, I used to be really good at it and I feel like I keep getting it wrong. Anyway, so this video was supposed to be done a while ago, but I'm happy to finally be filming it and sitting down. Meanwhile, I've seen this exact foundation go viral all over the internet, on Instagram and on TikTok, and I feel like this is just another viral foundation, and so I wanted to put it to the test because I feel like there's been quite a few viral foundations going around, and I really want to see if it's worth the hype, even though I was going to try it anyway before it went viral. So that's what we're going to be trying. I didn't even tell you what the foundation was, but I will now. It's the Kat Von D Vegan Beauty Good Apple Skin Perfecting Foundation Balm. This intrigued me by that last part, the Skin Perfecting Foundation Balm. I've never tried a foundation balm before, and I don't know, it just seems like something that I would really like. By the way, I've been seeing a little bit of buzz around this, but I haven't like watched full review videos on this because I always like to hold off on seeing everyone else's opinion until I personally try things out. So even though I've seen it and I know that people enjoy it, I haven't watched like a wear test on it. So here's the packaging. I think it's really cool. It's got this nice clear acrylic design on the top. So this is the shade Light 12. This is the second shade that I bought. Is this gonna be too dark? Honestly, you guys, this could have been another mishap. But the thing is, here, let me show you the first shade that I got. I kept it just for now because I didn't want to accidentally have two wrong shades. And so I thought, you know, worst case scenario, I could mix the two. Here's the first shade that I bought. I bought Light 006 first, and it's way too light. But the thing is, once I actually press into the pan, it actually looks lighter than it does when it's freshly in there, if you can see. So I'm hoping it'll be the same situation with the Light 12. That's this shade right here. Let me pull up the things about it over on Sephora's website. By the way, I already did my eyes off camera so that we could get into just the foundation application. Here it is on Sephora. I am really glad that I picked up my shade when I did because clearly it's going viral. It's almost all sold out right now. So this retails for $38. It's supposed to be a buildable full coverage hydrating foundation with a lightweight long wear formula and a fresh matte finish, which is kind of interesting because when I first read like the Balm foundation, I almost felt like it would be like a lip balm texture and kind of be super dewy, but it sounds like it dries down matte. It's supposed to not be cakey, it's supposed to not have flashback, it's supposed to cover blemishes and discoloration for a speedy confidence boost. Hey, I'm all about that. This is fully recyclable packaging, which is really great because there's no magnets or metal in it. And some of the highlighted ingredients are apple extract and sodium sodium hyaluronate, which is supposed to hydrate the skin. All right, let's try it out. Here's swatches of the shade range. The shade range is amazing on this. All right, let's get to testing. I'm gonna first dip my finger into the new shade that I bought just to see if this is gonna work. Oh yeah, amazing. Okay, that was just a little bit. So I'm gonna be using this with a foundation brush. Let me try it with my Sigma Flat Kabuki. Seems like it could be a good option. Wait, maybe, I think I'm gonna actually use my Tarte Smoothie blending brush. This is one of my favorite foundation brushes. I'm just gonna take this directly into the pan. And let's do one half of the face first. I love doing that. I don't have anything on my face except for my skincare, so I don't like to apply primers before trying out new foundation. Let's give this a whirl. Oh my. The coverage on this? Okay, wow, it just keeps buffing out. I haven't dipped back into the pan whatsoever, and this is giving me major coverage. Oh my gosh. What? I'm gonna drag it down the neck as well because I feel like I almost grabbed too much for one half of the face. Okay, this shade is actually a really, really good match for me. It looks way darker in the pan initially, but once it's applied, I feel like it looks like a really nice match for me personally. So here's the side without, here's the side with the foundation. The coverage is definitely there. The finish is like the same right now. We'll see if it dries down to something a little more matte like it says it will. But for right now, it looks pretty skin-like. It has a very similar finish to just the skincare on the other side of my face. I'm just gonna go over the side with my sponge just to press this in a little more. Just getting up a little closer. I feel like that looks so nice. There's a little bit of dryness on the end of my nose right now, which it's clinging to a bit, but it's pretty dry. So that honestly could have been the case with any foundation that I wear right now. Wow, I'm definitely really impressed. I'm also feeling like it feels nourishing on the skin. Like when I move my face around, it doesn't feel too drying. And it also doesn't feel too slippery like I need to set it necessarily. So yeah, that's one half of the face. Let's just go ahead and apply it to the other side. I literally dipped it in barely this time, and I still feel like this is gonna be plenty for the entire other half of my face, which is a good thing, you know? Like I feel like this little package will last a long time. So this has 0.35 ounces, so it's not a full 1 ounce liquid foundation, but because of how little you need for this crazy amount of coverage, I feel like it's pretty fair and you'll get a lot of wear out of it. Okay, this is really exciting to me. I'm really enjoying how it's applying. I'm really enjoying the level of coverage. I'm not sure if it is super buildable. Maybe it's because I used a pretty solid, dense brush that I got really full coverage right off the bat. Maybe if you use something a little bit more like dual fiber, you could get a little less coverage, or maybe applying it with just a damp sponge on its own would do that. My point is, it was saying that it's buildable coverage. I personally feel like it's definitely more of a medium to full coverage right off the bat. There's not really a sheerness to it. I'm gonna brush up my brows because they always go out of place after applying foundation. We're gonna stick to the more matte kind of a theme, even though I feel like this is a pretty natural looking foundation as far as the finish goes. I'm gonna go into my Nars Soft Matte Concealer and just quickly conceal the under eyes with this. The nice thing about that foundation is I really don't feel like I need any sort of coverage on any blemishes around my face because of the high coverage that it gave. So that's always a plus. All right, I'm gonna take my Zoeva powder and just set the under eyes. I also like to take a little bit more powder through the T-zone since that's where I tend to get oily. I'm gonna take a little bit of a fluffier brush and just apply a little bit of powder to the sides of the face as well. And then I'm just gonna take my sponge and just press the powder down into the foundation on the entire face. Okay, wow, I really, really like how this feels on the skin. It's surprisingly lightweight feeling for how full coverage it was, if that makes sense. Really, really nice. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the makeup look. I'm gonna do this off camera again so we can just speed ahead to a wear test because I really, really wanna see how this holds up throughout the rest of the night. But based on my first impressions, you guys, I'm really, really excited about this. The only con right now is it is clinging to the super dry patch on my nose, but everywhere else it looks really nice right now. Okay, so I'll be right back and I'll have the rest of my makeup done and then we'll start our wear test. Okay, so I just finished applying the rest of my makeup. If you wanna know what else I'm wearing, I will have it listed in the description box. I really love how everything applied on top of this foundation. It looks very, very nice. I feel like I can tell that it is a little more matte now. It took a bit longer to like set fully. Even though I did use a powder, obviously in the T-zone, I didn't use that much powder on the sides of the face and I feel like it's really feeling like it's locking down. So it just took longer than I thought to set to a little bit more of a matte finish, but it definitely is turning a little more matte. But I still feel like it looks very natural. It still feels very lightweight on the skin. So I'm excited. Let's go ahead and do our wear test. So it's currently 5:17 p.m. I'm gonna wear this for as long as possible. I have nowhere to go today, so I'm just gonna stick around and chill around the house, and I'll try to stay up a little bit later today so I can get a longer wear test, but I am really, really hopeful about this foundation, you guys. I think it looks really good, so let's hope that it wears well because that's always a deal breaker, right? You know, foundations can look really good upon application, but if it doesn't wear well, what's the point, you know? So let's see if it wears well. I will go ahead and show you guys what it looks like in natural light next, and then I'll show you guys how it looks after wearing it for several hours. So let's go ahead and do my first check-in. All right, so here's my first check-in in natural light. Oh my gosh, I feel like this looks so beautiful. My husband just came downstairs to help me take pictures for the thumbnail, and he even said that it looked really nice. So That's always a good sign, right? When your husband thinks the foundation looks good. Yeah, I really, really like how this looks. Obviously, a wear test is important, so I will wear this for as long as possible and we'll see how it holds up. But so far, I'm obsessed with how this looks. I think it looks so nice on the skin. Okay, so it's currently 10:30, so I've been wearing this for about 5.5 hours. I honestly really have liked how it's looked. It's looking a little bit more dewy, which, you know, is typical for foundations after over 5 hours, especially since when I do wear tests, I don't touch up, I don't powder, obviously, to really see how it wears. But I feel like even though it's looking a little bit dewy in the T-zone, it doesn't look like it's separating anywhere. It seems like it's staying put, and it still feels really comfortable on the skin. So I know this lighting is really, really dark because it's obviously dark outside, but in the studio lights we'll be able to see the final situation at the end of my wear test. I am going to try to wear this for a little bit longer to try to see how many hours I can get out of this wear test tonight, but here's where we're at right now. Things look pretty good. It is a little bit dewy, but we'll see how it holds up for the next couple of hours. Alrighty, we are back in the studio. It is currently 1:02 in the morning, so I try to stay up as late as possible. I'm pretty tired, but we got a solid 8-hour wear test, so I'm definitely noticing that it is way more dewy. I feel like over the last couple of hours, in the T-zone especially, things started to get even more dewy. So the whole like matte finish thing, I didn't feel like that was the case with this. I feel like it's best described as a hydrating balm foundation. Even though there was a minute there when I first applied it that it felt like it might have a mattifying finish, this is definitely more of a dewy, fresh kind of a foundation. In the T-zone, this is a little too dewy for my personal preference, but with that being said, usually when I am wearing this on my own, I would use a mattifying powder in the T-zone because my T-zone does get oily. I'm noticing too, the most breaking uppage is around the nose, which is my most common area with foundations. And then it still does kind of emphasize the dryness on my nose. Other than that, things didn't really like slip or slide on the sides of my face. And actually, I really like how it didn't settle into my smile lines at all, really. And that's usually a spot by the end of the day that I have significant creasing. So the sides of the nose are basically the worst looking parts. Everywhere else, it's intact, but definitely super, super dewy in the T-zone for me. So I always like to do a little bit of a touch up at the end since we know what it looks like leaving it on its own. I always like to kind of see what it would look like if I were to actually touch this up on like a normal wear test day, or when I'm not doing a wear test, you know what I mean? When I'm just wearing it and I'm kind of checking on my face, and if I feel like I need a little bit more powder, I will always add powder. I don't ever leave it to this point usually. So let's just powder half the face in the T-zone to see how that refreshes. I feel like that looks great. I'm actually shocked at how viral this foundation is going. I kid you not. As I was doing my wear test, I kept seeing people post on Instagram and post review videos on YouTube on this exact foundation. So it's definitely got a lot of buzz around it. And for me, I see why. I mean, it looks really, really good. Once I put the powder back on, I feel like I could wear this for several more hours and it looks brand new. I even feel like I could kind of buff out the creasing on the sides of the nose and it disappeared. So that's really, really good to know that when you do touch it up with a powder, if you do get oily like I do, it refreshes back to its original state, in my opinion. So I'm really excited about this foundation. I can see what the hype is all about. For me personally, I feel like, again, it's not a mattifying. Wherever it said that it was mattifying, I don't necessarily agree with. It's definitely more kind of a dewy foundation. With that being said, though, I get oily in the T-zone, and with that extra touch up of powder, I think it might actually work for combination, maybe leaning a little bit oily skin types if you're nervous about that. I didn't find that my oils broke it up or separated it at all, which is great. Next time I feel like I'm going to try it with just a sponge. I'm really curious to see how that would look, and I feel like I would want to even possibly use less, because usually when foundation bunches up around the nose like that, using less will help prevent that in the future. So using a sponge, using a little bit less, because the coverage is so high, I think I could get away with even less, and I think the wear would be even better. But yeah, I'm really happy with this, you guys. It's been a while since I've tried a foundation that I enjoyed as much as this one. The wear didn't let me down. I would say if you do have texture or active dry spots, that's the only thing that you may struggle with this foundation. Even though it is hydrating, for some reason it kind of did emphasize the dryness on my nose. But yeah, overall, I would recommend it. I would love to know if you guys grabbed it. I don't know if you were able to, because it seriously has just sold out everywhere all of a sudden. So if you have tried this out, I would love to hear what you guys thought of it, how you guys pair it, how you like to wear it in the comments down below. Be sure to mention your skin type as well. I love hearing if you have dry skin or oily skin or combination skin, how this foundation works for you, because I'm just one person doing one review based off of how it works for me personally. So it's always so helpful to hear anybody else who's tried this in the comments. So please comment down below if you have. If you're new here, hi, my name is Allie, and I would love for you to join the family. You can do so by hitting the subscribe button. And if you're already a subscriber, but you want to be notified on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, click on the bell after you subscribe and you'll get a notification every single time I post. That's it for me today. I hope you guys have an incredible day wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Love you. Bye.